Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 5 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 5-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 2 minutes from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 2-minute time check, stations. Attention, stations on the network. Our broadcast will begin in 1 minute from my mark. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, mark. That was your 1-minute time check, stations.
on the Hawkeyes Sports Network. From Learfield, this is Hawk Talk with Lisa Bluder. Presented by Oak Knoll, an active life care community. Also brought to you by Bud Light. It's for the fans. Hy-Vee. Score big savings at HyVeeDeals.com. By University of Iowa Healthcare. Changing medicine, changing lives. U.S. Bank. Proud to support Iowa basketball. U.S. Bank. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Honda. To see how Honda crushes the competition, see your Central Midwest Honda dealer. Honda gets the Midwest. And by Iowa Lottery. Be a VIP with the Iowa Lottery. Visit IALottery.com for details. Now, here is your host, Rob Brooks.
And welcome to Bumps at Finkbine Golf Course for our first Hawk Talk with Coach Bluder of the season. Great to see so many familiar faces, and certainly hope that we'll see many all season long, just as we did a year ago. And certainly plenty to talk about Iowa women's basketball. The Hawks at 5-2. 10th in the country, just got back, returned from the Phil Knight Legacy Tournament at Portland, and certainly look forward to 12th ranked North Carolina State at Carver Hawkeye Arena Thursday at 7:30, the Big Ten ACC Challenge, and then Big Ten play starts on Sunday. And boy, Lisa, what a month, huh? Just cruised on by, didn't it?
Yeah, it really did. I can't believe we're talking about December right now. But, yeah, I just want to say, excited to have this next year. Kick it off,
absolutely.
Rob. It's
had
fun
a great
to be
year
here.
last year. Yeah.
Fun to be here with you, and obviously to be here at Bumps again is wonderful. And so many great people coming in here, and excited to be able to share this experience with them. So thanks for being here tonight, folks.
Yep. Look forward to it each and every week, and we'll keep you posted on the exact dates. It'll be mostly Mondays, but there'll be a couple Wednesdays in there just because of travel and everything, but we'll keep you up to date on that. And Coach, well, let's start off with the trip to Portland. Overall, how was the experience?
It was a good experience as far as the competition that we faced out there. It's a very prestigious tournament, and we got there on Wednesday, and the first thing we did on Wednesday night, we had the Nike tournament banquet that they called it, and basically, all the teams are there. So there's 16 men's teams and 8 women's teams, and it's kind of an unusual situation because you're milling around, but you're also don't want to talk to your competition too much, and so it's kind of an awkwardness of teams kind of clumped together a little bit, but it was fun. Our team got to interact with some of the men's teams there that they enjoyed, and caught up with some friends that play on other teams, the opposing teams, and so that was fun. But and then we had a panel with Phil Knight. He's celebrating his 85th birthday. They did a Phil Knight 80 when he turned 80, and now this was the 85-year celebration, and so he brings in 16 men's teams, like I said, and 8 women's teams, and we're all Nike schools and proud to be Nike schools, and obviously what an empire he's built.
Oh.
I mean, it's amazing. It's
yeah.
amazing. We got to go on the Nike campus. There's 70 buildings on the Nike campus, 15,000 employees. We got to go to the LeBron James Center, is where we were meeting with, the other teams. And so it was just like an outstanding place. What a company, Nike. Wow.
Yeah, one of the tops in the world. And I'm sure the players had to enjoy the experience off the court as well.
Yeah, and obviously with Phil Knight, he's talking about, starting this business basically out of his garage, and how he would, go get a waffle maker and take plastic and try to make the bottom of a shoe. And so that was really pretty fascinating to think the guy's now worth $41 billion, and started with a waffle maker and some plastic is pretty crazy to think about. So, so after, we also had time to obviously spend Thanksgiving together. We had practice, and Thanksgiving was at Foco de Chao, which if anybody's ever been there, it's a lot of meat on a stick coming around. And I think our managers, the men that we have that are managers,
they wouldn't pass that up, would they?
Oh, they thought it was the best thing they've ever experienced. So that was pretty amazing. But really, it was a business trip, and our players really approached it that way. We didn't do a lot of other things outside of the Nike party and having a few meals together, and really playing the games and getting ready for the games. So that was it. Playing in the Portland Trail Blazers facility was very nice. That was a good experience. We had a 2-hour practice and then got to play there yesterday, so that was nice.
Yeah, and certainly watching that, it just had a postseason atmosphere to it. One, because of you're playing in an NBA arena.
Yeah, absolutely. And, obviously being on ABC and having, Rebecca Lobo there and Holly Rowe, around practices and at the
kind
game.
Kind of a different feel, right?
It definitely had a March Madness feel. And that's what I told the team after the game is, yeah, we're disappointed we lost, but I asked them, do you feel like you competed with Connecticut? And they would resoundingly, yes. Connecticut's ranked number 3 in the country. So if you can compete with them, you can compete with anybody. And so I said, well, that, as long as we feel that way going into March, then that was a great experience for us, that we know in March that we've already competed with one of the top teams in the country, that we can do that with anybody. And so I think that lesson is valuable, and the confidence you can gain from that type of experience is really good.
And that's an easy game to look forward to, because that was the big matchup that was going to happen on Sunday, but you still have to take care of business on Friday against a very good Oregon State team.
Yeah, Oregon State came in undefeated, and of course they were in their home state, so they had a little bit more of a crowd than we did. But the Hawkeye fans that we did have there were outstanding. But Oregon State, I have a connection with their coach Scott Ruick. We both coached the Pan Am team together, and so it was kind of interesting having that. This is the first time we faced each other since we coached together, and a lot of good things in that game against Oregon State, including 18 assists and only 9 turnovers. So I love that our turnovers were really down. And even against Connecticut, against UConn, we had 11 turnovers. So really good job with valuing the ball over the week. And we had lots of good shooting performances. McKenna Warnock shot the ball well. Monica Sonano shot the ball well. Caitlin did. Caitlin was named to the all-tournament team along with Kate Martin. Really happy for Kate Martin to have that. Obviously in the UConn game, she was outstanding, going 7 for 10 from the field, 6 for 6 from three-point line. She just really did a fabulous job. So it was, and really having one of the toughest defensive assignments, having to guard AZ Fudd, one of the very best basketball players in the country. So she did a great job this week.
Another nice thing about that Oregon State victory, too, was you won every single quarter. And then you look at the second half, Oregon State only scored 9 points in the third quarter and 13 in the fourth. You went 10 and 19 to take care of business, but that's what you're looking for, right? That consistency through all 4 quarters.
Absolutely, and I thought our defense was very good this week. And I thought, we forced 14 turnovers to UConn, so UConn had more turnovers than we did. I think we just did a lot of good things defensively this weekend, and really, really happy with that. It's something we've been working hard on, and so to see a little bit of results against good competition always makes you feel better. And Scott also, talked about that in his post-game press conference, that, a team that hangs their hat on offense like we do, when they play defense as well as we did, good things can happen, and I believe that.
It's a really good combination. And then you look at the game yesterday, just really a game of runs. Obviously, you got up by 11.
Yeah.
Great teams are going to come back and have theirs. And I think that's what made it so entertaining. It was just back and forth. If you didn't care what was going to be the final result.
Yeah. We've seen UConn do that to other teams this year, too, where they have these really quick runs where it's like bam, and it happened in the third quarter, and it happened in the fourth quarter, where we kind of built leads, and then they're all of a sudden, within really quickly they're right back in the game. But we took a 6-point lead into halftime against UConn, and we also had a 4-point lead with 5 minutes to go in this game. And so again, really proud of our women's effort, their focus. Sometimes you face a team like UConn that's, won more national championships than anybody, and you're kind of like, oh, this isn't going to go our way. But that was never the thought process, and I'm really, really proud of our team for their mental attitude going into that game.
And it's that leadership, isn't it?
Yeah,
with all that experience. And Kate Martin, you go back to how wonderfully she played in the Big Ten tournament last year. And then on Sunday, the bright lights, she doesn't mind that at all.
No, and you know something, Kate, as we all know, broke her nose earlier in the year for the third time in her career. She's had quite a career, ACL tear, 3 times breaking her nose, surgery on her nose. She broke it early in the year, and she just said to me before the first game, can I just get rid of this mask? Can we, so we came up with a bargain. She's going to wear it during practice, although she didn't today. I got to talk to her about that. And then, not wear it during the games. And I think through her play, you can see how much it was hampering her.
Yeah, and no matter what type of material you use, it's just not the same.
It's not. It really kind of limits your vision, and that's such a big part of our game, and passing and cutting and stuff. So, I think she just felt so much freer playing without that mask.
And, of course, both teams' starters played a lot of minutes, obviously, in a crucial game like that. So there's that fatigue factor, too, because it's not easy to play on Friday, come back on Sunday, though you're used to it in tournament-type situations. But both teams really put their best foot forward there.
Yeah, I mean, they had 2 players that played 40 minutes. We had 1 player that played 40 minutes in this game. We went a little deeper than they did, actually. But, yeah, it's kind of like the same setup you have for an NCAA tournament where you play, have 1 day, and then play again. So, again, just a great experience for our players being able to be in this kind of environment with that kind of a spotlight and responding really well.
And to really show you how close it was, and if you watched it or listened to it, you know that. Biggest lead UConn had was 10. Hawks were up by 11. They had a run of 13. Iowa had a run of 9. 7 lead changes. Game was tied 6 times, and UConn led for 17-31. Hawks led for 19-38. So that shows you that's a four-quarter basketball game.
And another thing, we felt like, if you watch film on UConn, their transition offense is so good. I mean, they really are unbelievable in transition. So we really focused on that, and I'm really, really happy that we held them to 7 points in transition. Nobody's done that all year, and we had 16 points in transition. So we outran Connecticut in the offensive transition game, which is one of their big weapons.
Terrific experience, and you really look at the entire month of November, Coach, and boy, what a schedule you put together, which I think is great because the competition, you really find out, don't you, heading into what is conference play starting on Sunday, where you're at.
You do, and it just puts you in the pressure cooker right away, and that's what you want to be with a veteran team. I mean, we're 5-2. Are we happy with being 5-2? Absolutely not. But at the same time, we know we have challenged ourselves with a really tough schedule, and it doesn't get any easier because in town on Thursday night comes number 12, North Carolina State. And then the following week comes number 6, Iowa State. So it doesn't get a whole lot easier, but we're enjoying these opportunities. It keeps your team really focused and sharp and working really hard during the non-conference instead of playing a bunch of gimmies that they know they can go out there and play and not have to really focus and practice. That doesn't do them a whole lot of good.
And is that where you can really see some improvement when you play this type of tough competition?
I think so. I think it's really in the preparation. They know how hard they have to prepare. They know how they have to focus during scouts, and they know they can't take any possessions off during practice because it's going to bite them when they get into the games. And so I think it's really good for us.
And of course, it'll be number 10 versus number 12 on Thursday, and came out today that this is going to be the last Big Ten ACC challenge. Saw it on ESPN. ACC now is going to jump in and have a competition with the SEC, which is kind of late in the game with non-conference scheduling next year, isn't it?
Really disappointed in that. We had already scheduled our dates for the Big Ten ACC Challenge next year. We knew we were going to go on the road, and we had that in our schedule, and now all of a sudden the ACC lets us know today that they're canceling this this series that we've had, both the men and the women, and I think it's really too bad. It's been great competition over the years. But unfortunately, they don't want to continue it, and so we don't have much of a choice. We're going to meet as a Big Ten coaching group the end of this week and figure out what we want to do with that date. I don't know if we're going to add another Big Ten game or if we'll add another non-conference opponent, but it's going to be hard to find somebody of this quality. I mean, we're playing number 12 in the country on our home court. You just don't get those kind of opportunities.
Yeah, and they kind of mix and match that, too, based off of what you did last year, knowing that you're not going to play somebody that finished at the bottom of the league the previous year.
Right. So every other year we were playing home or away, and yes, based on what you did last year, you were paired up to get to somebody that would be of an equal, And then again, this year we're doing that with us ranked 10th and them ranked 12th. It certainly has worked, and it's a good opportunity for both of us. So it's too bad that we're drawing that to a close.
Yeah, so the last time on Thursday, the Big Ten ACC Challenge at Carver Hawkeye.
Let's go on a win. Let's do it.
Do it right.
Yeah.
Remember, that's a 7:30 tip.
That's right.
On Thursday. Caitlin Clark, Big Ten honor roll this week. That's
2 weeks in a row.
Back to back. And then Monica was a Big Ten Player of the Week a couple of weeks ago on her own. Then, of course, as Coach mentioned, Caitlin Clark and Kate Martin were the Phil Knight Legacy All-Tourney team. And then going back to that Oregon State, talking about your defense coach, the lowest point total Oregon State had all season, and then you were able to score the most points against them in that game here in the early going.
Yeah, I mean, I think that we had challenged ourselves with a little bit more difficult schedule than Oregon State. They'd come in 4-0, but, I mean, hadn't played the type of people that we had played against, and so I just think that was to our advantage. But it was the first time we'd seen a 6'9" center. She's every bit a 6'9" too. She's from Serbia. We recruited her. She made a visit here to Iowa. Really great young lady as a senior now, and so she kind of disrupts things in the paint a little bit, and it's hard to get offensive boards. We only got 15% of offensive boards, but it's really hard when you have a 6'9" player in the middle. Yeah,
no doubt about that. Well, we'll have more with Coach Bluder, and we invite your phone calls on our first show of the season. 1-877-464-2957. Go Hawks, same number as last year. Dodge Street Tire and Auto, locally owned and operated, has been voted the best of the area for the 10th consecutive year. And, of course, proudly supports Iowa women's basketball. Trust Dodge Street Tire for honest auto repair and the best deals on Goodyear and Toyo tires. Dodge Street Tire and Auto, celebrating over 30 good years on the corner of Dodge and Church Streets. We'll continue to look at the Hawkeyes in the month of November and what's ahead this week. Hawk Talk with Lisa Bluder, presented by Oaknall, continues after this on the Hawkeye Radio Network from Learfield.
When you open a crisp, cold Bud Light, you know game day is here.
Touchdown! You owe me $5.
You mean every sound. Enjoy responsibly. 2022 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Introducing new Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda Variety Pack. You hear that? It's seltzer with the pop of soda, all with zero sugar. Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, the loudest flavors ever. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, IRC Beers, St. Louis, Missouri.
We all love a good win. Catching up with friends, saving money at the pump, soaking up the perfect Iowa day, sitting down to a really, really good meal. These are the everyday delights that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the wins that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the crop they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win. Learn more about how to share your own wins at iowacorn.org/IowansWin.
The road to a championship is long and full of peril, not to mention snow. Best to drive a Honda. Athletic, all-wheel drive vehicles with nimble moves, power off the line, and gas mileage that's off the charts. Plus, every Honda comes standard with Honda sensing safety features because defense wins championships, and everybody loves the free safety. New Hondas are arriving daily at your Central Midwest Honda dealer. Honda gets the Midwest.
The Iowa Hawkeyes are officially bowl eligible. Travel Leaders Destinations Unlimited is proud to be the official bowl game travel partner for the University of Iowa, with upcoming travel information available soon. Enter your email now at hawkeyesports.com/bowl central and be the first to receive information when the bowl game is announced. Various options will be available, so make sure you get on the list to find out. hawkeyesports.com/bowl central. Go Hawks!
Another season of women's and men's college sports is underway. Follow your alma mater or favorite team in their pursuit of the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2023 to the winning institutions in all competitive divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
Get a Hy-Vee Plus premium membership for just $99 a year and get fuel savings every time you shop in-store and online. Plus, exclusive deals and offers every month. Plus, free standard delivery and free express pickup. With Hy-Vee Plus, our plus equals more. For a limited time, get $50 off an annual Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG. That's right, get $50 off a Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG.
And welcome back to Hawk Talk with Coach Bluder, presented by Oak Knoll here on the Hawkeye Radio Network, and invite everybody to come on out. We're here next Monday night as well, which would be right after the Wisconsin game on the 4th of December. We talked about Monica Sonano being Big Ten Player of the Week. That was on November 14th after her 36-point performance and then shooting 66% from the field in that big victory against Drake. And we found out how good Drake is. Nebraska did anyway. We certainly knew that before the game. And also recorded her 7th career double-double, had 11 rebounds. And there's another game, Coach, that gets lost in the shuffle a little bit, but going over to the Knapp Center and getting a big victory.
Yeah, that's not an easy place to play. And it was sold out, the first sellout ever in Drake women's basketball history. And it was a really great environment. Again, it felt like really more of a March Madness kind of environment than a early November environment. So that was a tremendous test for us to be able to weather that storm and go over there and get the win. And then obviously we followed that up with the Kansas State game and that loss over there by 1 point. And that one really, still bothers me a little bit. I really feel like we could have beaten them. Of course, they moved into the polls after that. But we have them at our place next year. And again, it's just one of those situations where their post player had not made many threes, had made 1 3 all year, and then she goes 6 for 10. 6 for 10, a post player from 3-point range. And obviously we don't match up that well with that type of a post player. So that was a little bit, unusual, but at the same time, they had a really nice crowd. We followed a men's game, and a lot of people stayed there in the arena. It was an 8 o'clock tip, and obviously we were really excited because Ava Jones was in the crowd, our player that has committed to us. We got to spend some time with her during the day. As you know, she was in that tragic accident this summer, and but we have signed her, and she had her first surgery a week ago today, and repaired 4 ligaments in her right knee. And so now she's going to recover for a little bit and then go in and get the left knee done. But she's going through a lot, and so we wore shirts in support of her, and she was right in the second row of the game, and I just wish we could have won that game for her. It would have been so great. But it was really nice that Kansas State coaches also wore shirts recognizing Ava, and I thought that was a really classy move. Yeah, it really was, and a good move on your part, too, with those shooting shirts in support of Ava and seeing her at the hotel, and then obviously at the game. And it really kind of just goes back to what we were talking about with the competition that you've played this November. Belmont came in. Yeah. You're ready to go. Weren't going to shy away from anybody a week ago Sunday. That you're just going to get everybody's best shot with the ranking, your players, brand name team.
No matter what, it's going to be 100%.
But we have to get used to playing that target on our back. Right. And, we're used to kind of being the ones that are going after everybody else, but now everybody's coming after us. And that's great. That's where you want to be. But our players have to understand you're going to get everybody's best shot every single night. They've got that game circled. They want it because everybody needs top 25 wins. You need to have that in the postseason for NCAA selection. And you only get so many chances of that, especially on your home court like Drake had and Kansas State had. So, those are really important games. And, Caitlin Clark is touted as one of the best players in America, and rightfully so, but she gets everybody's best shot and everybody's cheap shots too. I mean, holding her and, it's hard. She's really not playing the game she wants to play right now, but, it's just the way it is. When you're one of the best players in the country, you're going to get the best defensive player and the best defensive scheme, that they can put on her.
Yeah, it seems like she has a new bruise or cut every single game, really.
Yeah.
That's what the MO's been on defensively with a lot of the opponents. Well, we've got a couple of regular callers to talk to. Anthony in Des Moines. Anthony, how are you tonight?
Well, hi, Coach. Rob, how you folks doing this evening? Coach, it's good talking to you again.
Good to hear from you, Anthony.
Coach, tough loss against UConn yesterday and Kansas State the week before that. The question is for you, Coach, what do you tell your players after coming off a tough loss against UConn and Kansas State? And what do you need to do better to beat North Carolina State on Thursday night? And another question I have for you, Coach, how's the recruiting gone for you during the off-season? And I'll hang up and listen, and go Hawks. Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Anthony. You're right. After a tough loss, I think that's when you find out what you're really made of. It's really easy to come to practice and be all energetic and happy when things are going your way. But it's a lot harder when things aren't going your way. So you find out true character of somebody when they're in kind of that valley of a loss, a disappointing loss. And so I just kind of kept reminding our team today, listen, yes, it's a disappointing loss, but did we compete? Did we grow? Did we get better? It's not our record right now. It's our execution. And when you're only, turning the ball over against a team like UConn 11 times, I mean, you have to focus on the good things and not focus on the bad things. So we just try to come back every single day with the same positive attitude and energy and optimism and bounce back. I think that's the only way to do things. What do we do to do better Thursday night? Well, it's a totally different team. Every matchup is totally different based on their strengths and weaknesses. So, as far as Iowa basketball, if we weren't talking about North Carolina State, we still need to be able to shoot the three ball a little bit better. We shot the ball 36% against Connecticut, which was better, 31% against Oregon State. We're going to get a little bit more consistent with that. So I think that's something. I'd like to see us get more offensive rebounds. I think that's important for us. But we did a lot of good things against UConn, including defensive transition, which is going to be a key against North Carolina State because they are also very, very quick. This is a team that's won the past three ACC championships. So this is a good basketball team. This is a well-coached team. And so, getting the ball inside, I'd like to do that. We need to get Monica a little bit more involved. She only took 7 shots against UConn. That is not enough. When you lead the country in field goal percentage shooting, you better shoot the ball a lot. And, again, I'm going to credit UConn for the, really good defense that they played. But we as a team need to figure out, how can we get her the ball even when teams are doing X, Y, and Z to her. So we've been working on that. We'll continue to work on that. And, I think that's an important aspect for us. But, we just have to continue to do what we're doing, push the ball, making sure we have good drive opportunities where we can either pitch to the three or get to the rim. That's kind of what we do and try to really share the ball.
Have you seen with defensively against Monica just different types of philosophies going after her?
Yeah, we really have. And it's funny because last year, she was coming off a really good year. I mean, she's led the country in field goal percentage shooting 2 years in a row, so it's not like she snuck up on anybody last year. But we didn't see as many schemes as what we're seeing right now on her defensively. And what that really does is open up opportunities for other people. You see Kate Martin reap the benefits of that yesterday, or Gabby Marshall having more opportunities. So, you can take one thing away, but it always gives up something else. And so we have to take advantage of what else they're giving up, or figure out a way to still get Monica the ball. She's so good in there, and we can't let that go to waste. And so, we're working on that. But again, every game is totally different. Like, UConn, you can look at, they played each other, UConn and NC State. And it was a 5-point game in UConn's favor, and this was at UConn with 5 minutes to go in the third. And then UConn kind of just took off. Like they ended up winning by about 24 points. But every matchup is different. Sometimes you look at the scores and you think, oh, this should happen and this should happen. No, and it depends on fouls and who's playing and those type of things too. Every game you match up a little bit differently with your opponent. So, you just can't look at scores and assume there's a victory or there's a loss there or whatever. Anthony also asked about recruiting. So, we did just finish up our November recruiting. We signed 2 players. Kenise Johnson, who comes from Joliet, Illinois, and then Ava Jones, who comes from Nichols, Kansas. And so both of those players will be joining us next year. We have an opportunity, maybe to sign somebody late or go into the transfer portal. That is becoming a real... I look at North Carolina State. Okay, they have a transfer from Rutgers. They have a transfer from Florida. There's another one on here that I'm missing right now. But they have 3 transfer from Maryland on this team as well. So they have at least 3 transfers in their team that came from Power 5 conferences. It really changes the dynamics of recruiting and how a team's going to look the next year. Right now we're almost done scheduling for next year. You're basing it on what your team looks like this year and what that opposing team looks like this year. But everything could change in that transfer portal.
And probably will. It seems like every single team has at least 3.
Right, yeah. I mean, we have
we've
one.
Played so far.
But you're right. Every team that we've played has had several players from the transfer portal.
Yep, no doubt about it. Not going to change here in the near future, that's for sure. Hey, Karin, stay through the break because we want to get to you and give you some time. The Iowa Corn Cy-Hawk Series is certainly coming up next week, as it celebrates our student athletes and our state's corn farmers. Just like the Hawkeyes work hard all year, so do Iowa's corn farmers, growing a crop used in over 4,000 different products. That's a win for all of us in Iowa. Karin, we'll get to you after the break. We will have more Hawk Talk with Coach Bluder, presented by Oakdale. It continues after this on the Hawkeye Radio Network from Learfield.
At Cenex, we're locally owned and operated, so your community is our community. That's why your Cenex goes far. We fuel community connections by supporting local festivals, restoring town monuments, and renovating baseball fields. Now in its 4th year, we'll have contributed more than $400,000 to Cenex communities through our Hometown Pride initiative, because community connections make the places we live so special. Cenex, powered locally.
Got my nachos, got my big TV, and my favorite chair. It's game time. But the only thing that would make it a little better is if I could listen to my local broadcasters while watching the game.
Hello. You must have wished for your game to be synced with TV and radio.
I sure did.
Do you have a DVR?
You bet.
Do you have a streaming device?
Yeah.
Blammo! Your game is now synced. It's that easy.
Oh, boy.
To see if you can get synced, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield.
Syncmygame.com?
Syncmygame.com.
Get a Hy-Vee Plus Premium membership for just $99 a year and get fuel savings every time you shop in-store and online. Plus, exclusive deals and offers every month. Plus, free standard delivery and free express pickup. With Hy-Vee Plus, our plus equals more. For a limited time, get $50 off an annual Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG. That's right, get $50 off a Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG.
When you open a crisp, cold Bud Light, you know game day is here.
You owe me $5.
We mean every sound. Enjoy responsibly. 2022 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Introducing new Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda Variety Pack. You hear that? It's seltzer with the pop of soda, all with zero sugar. Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, the loudest flavors ever. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, IRC Beers, St. Louis, Missouri.
The road to a championship is long and full of peril, not to mention snow. Best to drive a Honda. Athletic, all-wheel drive vehicles with nimble moves, power off the line, and gas mileage that's off the charts. Plus, every Honda comes standard with Honda sensing safety features because defense wins championships, and everybody loves the free safety. New Hondas are arriving daily at your Central Midwest Honda dealer. Honda gets the Midwest.
When you're in the eastern Iowa area, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The Hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel, the Jill Armstrong team, Wisconsin Realty, the area's premier realtor, and Options Exteriors, your preferred local roofing and exterior company. Jill Armstrong and her team strive to make every buyer and seller at ease with the real estate process. Contact the Jill Armstrong team, Wisconsin Realty, for all of your real estate needs. Call 319-631-5455.
Welcome back to Bumps, Hawk Talk with Coach Bluder, and we talked about Caitlin Clark, Big Ten honor roll the last couple of weeks after scoring 20-plus points in all 7 games in the month. Caitlin now ranks in the top 5 in the country for points with 162 points per game at 27, free throw attempts 55, which kind of goes back to how many fouls she's drawing as well. Free throws made 44, and also recorded her 28th double-double at Kansas State back on the 17th, where she also broke the arena record for most free throw attempts made, or most free throws made with 13 in that contest. Let's go back to the phones. Karin waited through the break from North Liberty. How's it going tonight?
Well, it seems to be going fine. You know,
good.
When you go to these games, they're supposed to be entertaining, but I feel like sometimes I'm having a heart attack, I tell you.
We don't want
and
that,
I can
Karin.
imagine what you coaches are going through. But first of all, I want to say, Rob, I thought Jamie did a very good job. So you better watch it because
I know
she
it.
could take over.
She'll keep me on my toes, I know.
Yeah. Okay, Lisa, I finally feel we can play with the best. We need to work on some things, but that will come. And you had them in the third quarter. To be at this level in November is great. You still have a long way till March, and a lot can happen. So grab the good things from the Connecticut game, and the things that need help will come along. And I want to wish you the best of luck on Thursday. And I also want to ask, doesn't that mask that poor Martin had to wear, doesn't that steam over?
Yeah, it didn't smell so good at times either. Yeah, you know, those masks are just no fun to wear. And so obviously she's really glad that we're not making her wear that in games anymore. And Karin, I believe, you know, you're right with Jamie and Tiffany are just like, oh my gosh, I think they had more fun in Portland than anything. It was like a little vacation that they had, and they have some good stories to tell. Those two do. So
well, we'll hear a few Thursday night, maybe.
You know, Rob, we missed you, but it was fun having 2 former Hawkeye players with us on this trip. You know, our alums are so great.
And I know they enjoyed it a lot.
We're so proud of them, all of them, you know, that go through our program and that they keep wanting to give back and be a part of it is just a blessing. So very, very happy.
And they
with
love
that.
it. I mean, that's the great thing, that they still want to be a part of it after so many years.
Yep.
And that's just the great thing to be around them.
Yeah, it really is. They're fun and very positive, which is always great to be around.
And also, and Karin's right, you take those positives out of a game like Connecticut, because going back to what Anthony was talking about, too, you just no time to dwell.
Oh, my gosh.
On a win or a loss. I mean, I see you on the road. As soon as that game's over, you're on the plane. Hey, we're on to the next opponent.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we were delayed yesterday coming home, but we had some great opportunity to watch the Connecticut game. And then I watched 2 North Carolina State games on the way home in the plane last night after going through the scouts. So we got a lot of work done on those planes and, you know, back at practice today. And our schedule is that we always try to take Tuesdays off when we play Thursday, Sunday, because I feel like they're better prepared on Sunday instead of taking Monday off, we kind of go into Monday, get this next scout done. We lift weights on Monday. We grind through a tough practice on Monday, but then they get Tuesday off. And if I would have given them off today, I mean, I didn't get home till 2:15 in the morning, so it would have been like not really a day off anyway. And so I just feel like going 5 days in a row is better for our athletes than going 6 days in a row if we would take Monday off and go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So we do that in order to be better prepared on Sunday and not as fatigued on Sunday. So that's why we do that. It works out well for us. We've done that for a number of years.
You mentioned getting in the weight room. How many times during the season in a week?
We lift only twice a week now. So we'll lift Monday and Friday. Those are our 2 days that we lift this, on a typical Thursday, Sunday game cycle. We were lifting 3 times a week before the game started, and before that we were lifting 4 times a week. So it's like building strength, and now we're just in kind of that maintenance of strength phase.
Let's head back to the phones and go to Knoxville. Dan, how are you?
How are you doing, Coach?
Very good, Dan. Thank you.
I have 2 questions for you. One is, have you ever had twins on your team? And the other picture, how do I go about getting a picture of Caitlin?
Well, I think they have some on our website. I'm pretty sure. Do they have can you get into the photo gallery from our website? I don't know.
I don't have a way to get to a computer.
Well, maybe if you would write a letter maybe to our sports information office, they could help you out.
I've done that twice and I never heard back.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that, Dan. Maybe can the producer grab Dan's number or address and I can get something for him?
Sure.
If we could do that, that would be great. So I'll try to help you out, Dan.
I would love to have a picture of her. She's quite a girl.
I don't blame you, Dan. A lot of people like to have a picture with her. She's amazing. So twins, I have had twins on my team, but back in St. Ambrose, I had a set of twins on my team, and so it's unusual coaching twins. Fran is sure reaping the benefits of having twins, that's for sure. But, Dan, we'll get that for you, okay, bud?
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome, Dan.
Did they play the same position?
Yes, and that's the hard part, I think.
That's...
And usually one's not, now not in the case of with Fran's twins, the Murray twins, they're both awesome, but sometimes you have one that's better than the other, and that just is awkward. It's really hard. And plus, when you only have a certain amount of scholarships, sometimes it's hard to use 2 scholarships in the same position, but it does happen.
I suppose if one's really, really good and the other one's not quite, that's right.
You sacrifice, right?
But you're right. Fran didn't have that problem.
No, he didn't.
We'll take another break and be back with more with Coach Bluder. Hawkeye basketball is brought to you by Bud Light. Bud Light proudly welcomes back Hawkeye fans to Carver Hawkeye Arena this year, including Thursday night's game against North Carolina State. Bud Light is for the fans. Kind of reviewing, too, the month. The Hawkeyes at 5-2. Won those 5 games in November and set a new program scoring record back on the 10th, remember. 115 points against Evansville, and that overtook the previous record of 108, which took place on December 31st, 2019 against Illinois. And the Hawkeyes, of course, runners-up at the Phil Knight Legacy Tournament. And redshirt senior Kate Martin, haven't really talked enough about her performance against the Huskies. And Caitlin Clark also were on the all-tournament team as the Hawks get ready for North Carolina State on Thursday, then a trip to Madison, Wisconsin. Big Ten opener against the Badgers on Sunday. We'll talk about those 2 games coming up, and then, of course, the Cyhawk series the following week. Hawk Talk with Lisa Bluder, presented by Oaknall, continues after this on the Hawkeye Radio Network from Learfield.
We all love a good win. Catching up with friends, saving money at the pump, soaking up the perfect Iowa day, sitting down to a really, really good meal. These are the everyday delights that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the wins that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the crop they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win. Learn more about how to share your own wins at iowacorn.org/IowansWin.
Get a Hy-Vee Plus Premium membership for just $99 a year and get fuel savings every time you shop in-store and online. Plus, exclusive deals and offers every month. Plus, free standard delivery and free express pickup. With Hy-Vee Plus, our plus equals more. For a limited time, get $50 off an annual Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG. That's right, get $50 off a Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG.
Another season of women's and men's college sports is underway. Follow your alma mater or favorite team in their pursuit of the prestigious Learfield Directors Cup at L Directors Cup on Twitter and online at thedirectorscup.com. Trophies will be awarded in June 2023 to the winning institutions in all competitive divisions. Learfield Directors Cup, the crowning achievement in college athletics.
When you're in the eastern Iowa area, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel. The Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty, the area's premier realtor. And Options Exteriors, your preferred local roofing and exterior company. Handling all of your exterior needs from roofing, siding, windows, and gutters. They've got you covered. Providing free damage inspections and help filing insurance claims. Call 319-343-6376.
When you open a crisp, cold Bud Light, you know game day is here.
You owe me $5.
We mean every sound. Enjoy responsibly. 2022 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Introducing new Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda Variety Pack. You hear that? It's seltzer with the pop of soda, all with zero sugar. Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, the loudest flavors ever. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, IRC Beers, St. Louis, Missouri.
The road to a championship is long and full of peril, not to mention snow. Best to drive a Honda. Athletic, all-wheel drive vehicles with nimble moves, power off the line, and gas mileage that's off the charts. Plus, every Honda comes standard with Honda sensing safety features because defense wins championships, and everybody loves the free safety. New Hondas are arriving daily at your Central Midwest Honda dealer. Honda gets the Midwest.
Appreciate everybody coming out to Bumps at Finkbine Golf Course for our first Hawk Talk with Coach Bluder of the year. We'll be right back here next Monday at 6 o'clock until 7. So come on out and join us on the Iowa Hawkeye YouTube channel and, of course, the Hawkeye Radio Network. And Lisa, kind of now looking forward, as we talked a little bit about North Carolina State out of the ACC. I remember that Sweet 16 game several years ago. That was a terrific contest, and year in and year out, this is a team that is known for having very good women's basketball.
Yeah, this is a team, and that was a great memory. We were in Greensville, North Carolina, and beat North Carolina State. They were like 90 miles from their campus, and we had a great crowd there, bigger than their crowd. It was so
early Saturday morning game too. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it was an early game.
Great
but,
atmosphere.
We beat them to advance to the Elite Eight that year, and I'm sure they're going to remember that coming in. But they have won, like I said, the last 3 ACC championships, and last year they won both the tournament and the championship, just like we did. So. Good program, obviously, very well coached. They're 6-1 right now. Their only loss coming at UConn, and that score was 91-69. Okay, so they lost by 22. But like I say, it was a 5 or 4 point game with about 5 minutes to go in the third, and then UConn just kind of took off, and it was at UConn. So since then, they haven't played the competition that we have. They've beaten Quinnipiac, Elon, Mount St. Mary's, Charlotte, who's coached by our very own Kara Consuegra, who played at Iowa. Then they were in the Cancun Challenge, and they beat Vanderbilt and West Virginia. So 2 good teams from the on neutral courts. And so they're coming in 6-1. Very balanced basketball team. In fact, really almost all 5 starters are just virtually in double figures. They're led by a point guard, Diamond Johnson, who's very good, who started her career at Rutgers playing for C. Vivian Stringer and then transferred out of there and joined NC State last year. So just an exceptionally quick point guard. And then they just have some really good three-point shooters. And then also coming off the bench, they have a 6'5" center that transferred in from Florida. And they also have a player that transferred from Maryland, Mimi Collins. Maybe people remember her, 6'3" power forward that played significantly for Maryland last year and then transferred and is now wearing an NC State uniform. So it's kind of unusual.
That was the Big Ten.
Yeah.
A couple of them.
Yeah, that's right. And then Jada Boyd, number 5, their power forward, was named the ACC 6th Player of the Year last year. And so she is now in a starting role as a senior, but has just done a great job. And to be named the 6th Player of the Year in that conference is very, very good. So it's going to be a great contest. I think we're going to have a great environment. It's a 7:30 start because it is on ESPN2, but we would rather have you in Carver Hawkeye Arena to create that atmosphere that not only helps us to win, but looks so good for recruits when they're tuning in to watch us to see this unbelievable atmosphere that we have in Carver.
Which we have just about every single game. There's no doubt about that, and the fans will be out on Thursday night. Is this an up-tempo team?
It is. They transition very well. In fact, they're scoring 83 points a game while holding their opponents to under 56 points a game. So their margin of victory has been really, really good. But they do get out and run, and they offensive rebound really well. And they have 3 main three-point shooters that we just have to really keep our eyes on, those 3. And they're pretty deep, too. They go pretty deep. They have another player, I forgot, that transferred from South Carolina, won a championship at South Carolina last year, and now she's coming in and backing up the point guard and off guard, in a non-starting role from South Carolina. So 4 Power 5 transfers on this team.
Yeah, and most of them know how to win.
Yeah, they do.
They're on the block,
yeah, absolutely.
Coming from some outstanding programs,
absolutely.
So it will not be easy.
Yeah, and then we start Big Ten play this week. It just seems so weird to turn around and be talking about Big Ten play.
2 this month.
2 this month.
Or 3, actually. One after Christmas with
that's
Purdue.
Right.
Yeah.
That's right. So we open up at Wisconsin, a team that's playing a whole lot better than they have in the past. And so, that's kind of a danger game there. And then we host Minnesota, and that is the sole meeting that we have with Minnesota this year. And then we'll be playing Purdue on the 29th, I believe.
29th, right.
At home. And so, we have 2 Big Ten games at home this month, and sandwiched in there, North Carolina State, Iowa State, UNI. We still have a whole lot of good basketball this month.
Yeah, a lot of mythical state championships games on the line.
That's right.
We always look forward to those. Of course, Iowa 1-0 in the state, taking care of the Drake Bulldogs earlier this month. Attention Hawkeye fans who buy their own health insurance. Wellmark is on your side and the health insurance marketplace. Let's give it up for the plans you can afford. Check out wellmark.com/hoops to compare plans. If you want to jump in with a quick comment or a question for Coach Bluder, we'll have a couple of minutes when we get back. 1-877-464-2957, 1-877-GO Hawks. Back with more with Coach Bluder on Hawk Talk, presented by Oaknall on the Hawkeye Radio Network from Learfield.
We all love a good win, catching up with friends. The Pump, soaking up the perfect Iowa day, sitting down to a really, really good meal. These are the everyday delights that make us smile. These are the moments that connect us all as Iowans. And these are the wins that, more often than not, start with Iowa's farm families and the crop they're growing. Because when corn grows Iowa, Iowans win. Learn more about how to share your own wins at iowacorn.org/Iowans win.
When you're in the eastern Iowa area, be sure to visit and connect with the official local business partners of the Iowa Hawkeyes. The Hotel at Kirkwood Center, Iowa's premier luxury hotel. The Jill Armstrong team with Skogman Realty, the area's premier realtor. And Options Exteriors, your preferred local roofing and exterior company. The Hotel Kirkwood, named the Corridor Business Journal's 2022 Best Banquet and Event Venue. And awarded the AAA 4 Diamond Award for lodging. To make reservations, visit thehotelatKirkwood.com or call 877-751-5111 for more information.
When you open a crisp, cold Bud Light, you know game day is here.
You owe me $5.
We mean every sound. Enjoy responsibly. 2022 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Introducing new Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda Variety Pack. You hear that? It's seltzer with the pop of soda, all with zero sugar. Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, the loudest flavors ever. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Seltzer Hard Soda, IRC Beers, St. Louis, Missouri.
The Iowa Hawkeyes are officially bowl eligible. Travel Leaders Destinations Unlimited is proud to be the official bowl game travel partner for the University of Iowa, with upcoming travel information available soon. Enter your email now at hawkeyesports.com/bowl central and be the first to receive information when the bowl game is announced. Various options will be available, so make sure you get on the list to find out. hawkeyesports.com/bowl central. Go Hawks! Woo! Got my nachos, got my big TV, and my favorite chair. It's game time. But you know, the only thing that would make it a little better is if I could listen to my local broadcasters while watching the game.
Oh, hello. You must have wished for your game to be synced with TV and radio.
I sure did.
Do you have a DVR?
You bet.
Do you have a streaming device?
Yeah.
Blammo! Your game is now synced. It's that easy.
Oh, boy.
To see if you can get synced, head to syncmygame.com from Learfield.
Syncmygame.com?
Syncmygame.com.
Get a Hy-Vee Plus Premium membership for just $99 a year and get fuel savings every time you shop in-store and online. Plus, exclusive deals and offers every month. Plus, free standard delivery and free express pickup. With Hy-Vee Plus, our plus equals more. For a limited time, get $50 off an annual Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG. That's right, get $50 off a Hy-Vee Plus membership with code SAVEBIG.
Final couple minutes of our first Hawk Talk of the season from Bumps at Finkbine Golf Course. Don't forget that Caitlin Clark and Monica Sonano also named to the Naismith Trophy watch list and the Wooden Award watch list as well. Something to keep an eye out throughout the season as the Hawkeyes finished 10th at the end of the month in the AP poll. And with your schedule, that's not easy to do. Doesn't matter where you start. When you're in the top 10 after a month with the schedule that you've played, I think that says something.
You know, we're not happy with where we are as far as a record, but we are happy with the direction that we're heading. And that's what we have to do is look ahead to tomorrow, and that's what we're trying to do. And I think our team is embracing that and ready to really play against a great North Carolina State team on Thursday night at 7:30. So again, if you haven't picked up your tickets yet for this game, there's still time. We're going to have a great crowd, but we could have it even be better with more people in Carver Hawkeye Arena. I don't want to wait till the end of the year for a sellout.
No,
I think we should do it earlier.
Right.
I think we should do it earlier.
Let's start off December with one, right?
Yeah, why not?
Coach, before we go, Molly Davis, Hannah Stolke, two players that have really given you some very good minutes this month.
Oh, they have. I'm just so happy we've had these two additions. I mean, Hannah Stolke right now is our 5th leading scorer on our team. She's one of our best rebounders.
A lot of talent.
She has a lot of talent. She's played in all 7 games. She had a little rude awakening against Oregon State in the 6'9" post, but that's okay. You know, that's going to happen. Molly Davis is backing up our point guard, Caitlin, and also backing up Gabby at the off guard. And it's just so comforting as a coach that you know you have somebody that you can go to that, you know, is there and is ready to go and loves that role as being the point guard, the backup point guard. She is a really good player. You haven't seen her at her finest yet, either one of those players. I've seen it in practice. I know what they can do, and so their best days are ahead of them.
No doubt about it. And Molly just gives you that confidence when she's on the court.
She's tenacious. She really is, so I love it.
Yep. We'll look forward to seeing both of them and the Iowa Hawkeyes on Thursday. The Hawks and the Wolfpack from NC State. Thanks so much for joining us tonight, and we'll talk to you Thursday on the pregame show at 7:15.
On the Hawkeye Sports Network from Learfield, this has been Hawk Talk with Lisa Bluder, presented by Oak Knoll, an active life care community. Also brought to you by Bud Light, it's for the fans. Hy-Vee, score big savings at HyVeeDeals.com. U.S. Bank, proud to support Iowa basketball. U.S. Bank, Equal Housing Lender, member FDIC. Honda. To see how Honda crushes the competition, see your Central Midwest Honda dealer. Honda gets the Midwest. And by Iowa Lottery. Be a VIP with the Iowa Lottery. Visit ialottery.com for details. The preceding has been a Learfield presentation on the Hawkeyes Sports Network.